Good evening and welcome to another episode of My Fiber Fun. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing me catch a bullhead catfish on yesterday. I was just kind of testing the waters, no pun intended. But I knew that particular park I don't usually fish in the summer, but because it had rained pretty much all morning and into the afternoon, it stopped raining at about 3:30. So I said, let me go on out there. I'm not doing anything else. And like I said, hadn't been feeling well. And I said, well, I can feel bad doing something that I enjoy. So I went on out there, and sure enough, nobody was out there when I arrived at about 4 o'clock. A few boaters came after that. I guess when they realized it wasn't going to rain anymore, maybe 3 or 4 boats came through. But usually that place is packed every day. In fact, the spot where I was fishing, I usually don't even fish there until the fall of the year after Labor Day. That's when people put their boats in storage, like where you saw those boats yesterday. That's a big facility, and it just kind of comes over into the lake where I was, which is actually called Cass Lake, and I was at Dodge Park. Well, there's homes all along Cass Lake there on the other side, and then that boat business is on the other side. And so that's where you saw me fishing, in between those boats. But there's boats on the opposite side. There's boats going all the way around over actually to the main street over on the other side, which is like maybe a half mile away. So this is a big facility. So anyway, so a lot of the people who boat on Cass Lake have their boats stored there. And so usually after Labor Day, they're moving the boats in and putting them up for the winter. And so that area, I can fish that area from after Labor Day all the way up until November. And yeah, you have some boaters that come through, jet skiers, people and stuff, but the dock area, I can fish right over there. And so I parked my car was like right behind me. When you saw me get up to take the catfish off, my car was like right there. So all I had to take was like 5 steps to the area where I was. So I had my own chair there, and I had all my fishing stuff. Any other time I would not be able to fish that because people would launch from that spot. And there's other areas. There's a big fishing pier there at the park. There's a grassy area right next to that over further. I could have parked there and been 5 steps from the grassy area too. But I like that little corner because that's where I always catch fish. I know right where they like to be, right in between those boats or right in front of the boats. So that's my favorite spot. So since it was available yesterday, I fished there. But had it not been available, I would have fished in the grassy area. Then at the front of the park, because it's a nice sized park, there's a beach there on the other side, all that. And so on the other side, in the front, wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, there's a big fishing pier there. Then there's a whole area along the whole front, which is grassy area. And there's some picnic benches there. You can slide a picnic bench right up to the water, sit on the picnic bench and fish. There's a little corner that I like to fish and all that. But it's a long walk from the parking lot to that. And I know that's something I will probably not even be able to handle this year, period. So I probably won't be going back there. I may go back in the fall. We'll see. And I thought about the island. I'll probably skip the island for the fall because I've got 3 bags of island fish in the freezer now. I actually have my winter stock because my friend Robert brought me crappie. So I have 2 bags of crappie in the freezer, and I have 3 bags of the island fish, which are your bigger bluegills. And then I found some walleye that I bought to supplement. And then what else is in there? Some catfish, and then I plan to go to other spots in the fall to finish supplementing. All I need maybe is another bag or 2, if that. So I'm pretty squared away. But I was fishing yesterday for, first of all, to test the waters to see if I could still do it without, causing any problems. And I didn't have any problems whatsoever, even not feeling well. I came home feeling better, actually. And then I got the fish cleaned, and I decided to I brought home 6. I caught a lot more because remember I was saying I wanted to have at least 8 to 10. And so I stopped at 6 shortly after I caught that fat catfish. I almost said fat fish. Well, he was that too, a fat fish. But anyway, after I caught the catfish, about maybe 30 minutes after that, I was like, well, let me go home. I don't need to really catch 10 fish. I caught 6. I caught another big one after the catfish. I didn't film. Well, I did film it, but I cut the film down to 20 minutes. It was actually like a 45-minute film. So I was able to splice some of the beginning and then middle, and then I spliced the ending of it because I did end it at like 45 minutes. And so I spliced it all the way to right after I caught the catfish. And then, because other than that, the only action after that was I caught another big bluegill. And then after that, it was really no action. I mean, I was catching them, but they weren't keepers. So I was like, let me get out of here. So I ended up leaving. I think it was like 7 when I caught that catfish, 6 or 7. So I had been there about 3 hours, and that was long enough for me. And then I ended up leaving right after that. I was home well before dark. Got those fish cleaned, and I'm going to eat some for dinner tonight. They're in the fridge now waiting on me, so I'm going to enjoy that for sure. So I'm going to go out there and cut some squash leaves and have that with it, and probably either some kohlrabi or what else do I have in there? I have some hush puppies. I might do those up, a few hush puppies, and a few other veggies there. So anyway, today has been like yesterday, just cloudy. It didn't rain today, and it's cool today. And then it's supposed to heat up again next week. So I went out to the garden today and, got some things done out there, did a video. And so now I'm here doing this video. So I'm working on my blanket. I was telling y'all, I don't know if that was caught on film yesterday. I was talking about the blanket. I had decided to go with the Suzette stitch because I wanted something textured because I hate holes in blankets. I want to be able to be warm from it. And so I was doing the Suzette stitch. Didn't really like that. Then I switched over to the grit stitch, which I found out was the backwards Suzette stitch. I was like, okay, I noticed that right off the bat. So I hurried up and took those 3 rows down. Then I decided to do the seed stitch, which was a really nice stitch that I like. But when I say the yarn pegs, as Mikey from Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, he talks about yarn picks where you can work a stitch and it doesn't grow quickly and it just shrinks down. Well, that's what the seed stitch was doing. Although it was a beautiful stitch, I was like, it's going to take me forever to finish this blanket. So I went back to my old trusty favorite stitch, the half double crochet in between. That's my favorite stitch. And so although it doesn't have that much texture, it's the perfect texture for me. So here it is, the blanket. And I started this actually today. So I've been working on it now for about, off and on for about an hour or 2. So I have 2, 4, 6. I'm on row 7. So this is going to go by fast. Now, I told y'all what I did. Now, I took down my cousin's blanket. So this is one ball of it. I ended up, her whole thing was those 3 balls, plus what you see that I've just crocheted. And then I have this. This is what was left over, and I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 balls. So this should make me a nice size, and it's going to be like a lap blanket for me, although it covers from my feet to my shoulder. It doesn't cover my whole body, and we're going to be going vertically with this stitch. We're not going to be going horizontally. So if I get 60 rows, which I believe I will, I'm on row 7 now, and I still have, I'll probably get about half of 60 rows from these 3 alone, and then the rest of it, I'm quite sure, will take me to the finish line. So I'm happy about this, and I'm glad that I decided to keep this for my own blanket, because I have to look out for my health too and warmth. So, I said I was going to take that Noro yarn and make my cousin a lap blanket with that. And that's still not out of the plans. And I actually have extra time to do that, because I was telling you this weekend my sister was having the painting party. Well, as it turns out, my cousins from that side of the family won't be there. In fact, I think my sister canceled the party, if I'm not mistaken, because my cousin who was giving the party with my sister, her husband had a medical emergency, so keep him in prayer. So he's in the hospital right now, so she's dealing with that. So I know that my cousin Dolores, the one who I was making the lap blanket for, she's visually impaired, so she would have rolled with her sister, which was the one giving the party with my sister. So I know that, that won't be happening. So that gives me more time to do that. So I will work on her blanket and she will get it at a later date. But in the meantime, I decided to make her something else. I had a little bit of the watermelon yarn left. And remember when I said I want to make a watermelon bag with red? I want the meat to be super red so that it'll look like a very ripe watermelon. Nothing's wrong with this color here. I like it. In fact, I love it. But I've been saying all along I want to make a watermelon bag, because I have one actually in the watermelon color, the bag that I use now. So I wanted my second bag to be with red yarn so it'll just look super ripe. And I want to make the bag a little bit, just a wee bit bigger. I might go 8 or 9 rows with the increases instead of the 7, and which gave me a nice bag. But I wanted a bigger bag because I'm gonna use it for different things. I'm not gonna carry that bag around unless, oh, I know what I wanted to use it for, like an overnight bag, like if I go out of town or something like that in the summer. For instance, the family reunions, it would make a good overnight bag. That one would too, the size that I have now, but you want a little extra room in an overnight bag. But since I had a little of that yarn, the ball that I used to finish off the commissioned bag, I had enough of that left. I said, okay, I can probably get another bag out of this. And so I took the rest of that, and then I started one more ball that was left over, because remember, I bought some, and then the person that I commissioned, I'll see if she wants the last 3, because I think she bought 3 out of that, and I bought like, was it 4? Something like that. And then I ended up buying the greens, for that. So I had a little bit of the green left. I used just about all of it, but I had a little bit of my old green. Oh, and it's not here. I put it away. I had a little bit of my old green color left. And so it wasn't enough for me to do the flat part of it. So I just made her a solid color. I did the 22 rows of the solid color watermelon bag. So this is hers. I made her a watermelon bag, and I made it smaller because I knew there wasn't enough yarn to make her a bigger bag. So hers is a small bag, but for a little catch-all, she could put anything in here. And I have I'm stretching it out right now because I just finished it. And this was before the party was pretty much, before things changed. So I was like, I'll give her this weekend, although the party's, she won't be there. So I'll probably just take it to her or mail it to her so that she can get some use out of it this summer. But anyway, so I made her a small watermelon bag, and I put a few seeds on it, not many, as you can see, but she'll at least know, people will know it's a watermelon. And then maybe her daughter or someone, since she's visually impaired, could put some more seeds on. And I ran out, so that's all the seeds I had left anyway. So, and then I decided, since I'm going to be making that big watermelon bag, I'm going to make the shawl the same color with the red. So I decided to give her my watermelon shawl. along with the bag. So this is, and I know the colors don't match, but that's okay. She can have this and she will enjoy it. I'm certain that she will love this. And then also she will be getting a lap blanket later made with the Noro yarn. So that's something I could try to finish by winter time, because I know this will be finished probably in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. So that's what I'm working on now, this blanket. And let's see what, oh, the other projects that I will be starting in August. I'm making my nephew Nugget Halloween bag, and I'm gonna use, I have to go get the yarn for that. So I think I'm gonna make him, I think I'm gonna make the bag black and orange, and then I will trim it with the DIY glow, because y'all know that's for trim only, not for the full bag or whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna trim it with the DIY glow. And then my cousin, little Naomi, if y'all saw that first film that I had to delete because of the copyright strike, you will see that my cousin had introduced herself, and she was telling me that little Naomi was going to want her shawl once she saw that it glows in the dark. And I need to call Marilyn to find out, what did Naomi say when she saw that shawl. So I had told her that, I told Marilyn, well, maybe I can make her a little shawl. But I thought about it. I was like, I can wait till she's a little bigger for a shawl. But I'm going to make her a Halloween bag just like my little nephew. And the bags I make, they're going to be the you know, not the round ones. I might make Naomi's round, I'm not sure, but I can make my nephew Nugget, I'm gonna make his in the regular size, like my little Noro bag that I made, the mesh one, but his won't be mesh, of course. So it won't take but maybe 1 or 2 balls of cotton yarn to make that bag. And then he can use it for the next few years, because Nugget is only 2. So he's gonna be trick-or-treating probably for the next 6 or 7 years here. You know, so I'll make it big enough so as each year goes by, he'll be able to, they'll be able to fill it up. So I need to make it big enough, at least the size of a pillowcase. It'll be bigger than the market bags that I made. So I think maybe 2 of the cotton yarns will do for that. And then I'll just trim it with the glow yarn, and the same for Naomi. Hers will be big too. So that will be August's project. So in the meantime, I'm sitting here with the Noro scarf around me because it is cool today. We got a reprieve. It's been rainy. It's dark now. It looks like it's about to rain. It's been windy today. So to me, the weather is beautiful. I have the ceiling fan on and I'm still cool. In fact, I'm going to turn that ceiling fan off. So I'm happy for the break, because next Monday it is supposed to get super hot again. We're supposed to be back in the mid to upper 90s once again, with a real feel of over 100. And that's what we've been dealing with. But this break is welcomed by me. So when I cook this evening, I don't have to worry about heating up the house. And hey, I can watch TV and just relax, and I will sleep well tonight with my bedroom window open. In fact, I opened it today, so it's nice and cool, and it airs out the house too, you know, because with the air on, you know, the house is closed up just like in the winter. So I said, well, let me go on and air the house out and open up the windows. So I opened up the kitchen window, the bathroom window, and all of them. So I have a cool breeze sweeping through the house. Well, I feel like I'm rambling, but I just wanted to come on to let y'all know what my projects are right now and what's coming up. And then we can go from there. So if you're working on your watermelon bag, let me know if you are. I know I had some questions. Remember, for those of you who have not watched that video before I did part 1, please watch it, because it gives the correction to the amount of rows, and you will not be doing any decreases. So the corrections are there in that video. I made that video after the fact, and the reason that mistake was made was because I counted the rows on my watermelon bag and it added up to 14. And then I did do a decrease round on my watermelon bag that I already had. So I wanted to duplicate that, but because the yarn was different, it was a lot thinner. And I think I mentioned that in one of the other videos. Because it was a thinner yarn, It was later that I realized, oh, 14 isn't enough for this yarn, because I had a much thicker yarn for the other. And it was a different brand of cotton yarn. And you know that yarns vary as far as your dimensions and all that is concerned. And so that loops and thread, I guess it's the thinnest out there. So it did not work. So 19 rows is what made it the same size as the other bag. So I gave that correction. And then I decided it's no sense doing a decrease because the size of the bag was perfect after we had finished off the 19 rows and whatnot. So when we added the other colors, I thought that the size was perfect. And I knew it wasn't going to grow anymore after that. And I said, this is perfect. We don't need to do any decrease until we get to the end of the bag. And I can't remember now if we decreased at the end. I think we did pull it in a little bit, but if we didn't, I know we switched the size of the hook, which would have pulled it in too. We switched from the H to the G. So anyway, I think the bag came out good. So hopefully your bags come out good. We'll see. So let me know what you got there, and then we'll go from there. We can discuss that. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to get off of here. Today is Thursday, so I'll probably be back on Sunday, more than likely. And it's time to resume the Mr. Andrews story. And I don't know if I told you guys or not, but I found a tumbleweed dealer online. So I'm getting ready to buy a tumbleweed. It's going to cost me about $20. And so I ordered a small one. It'll be between 9 and 12 inches, which is perfect for me. They have bigger ones too, and they cost more. I don't want a big giant one. And the one Mr. Andrews had was huge, but I don't want nothing that big. And I'm gonna hang it. I'm not gonna put that one in the greenhouse. I'll probably hang it either in my den back there, my sitting room in the back, or I might hang it in the corner there in my dining room. I think that'll be a good spot for it too. So we'll see. I'll wait till it gets here, and then I'll look at it, name it, and then, well, I know what I'm gonna name it. I'm gonna name it Mr. Andrews, or I'm gonna name it Henry after Mr. Andrews, because that was his first name. So I'll decide, depending on, if it's pretty enough, I'll put it in the dining room. If it's an ugly tumbleweed, then I'll put it in the back. So we'll see what it looks like once I get it. And of course, I'll be showing it to you once it arrives. Okay, you guys, so that's it. I've rambled again, but I just wanted to say hello. And so holler back at me. I'm here. I'll be answering every response. So let me know how you're coming along with your bag. If you started it or if you finished it, just let me know. And I'm happy that some of you liked the tutorial, although I was all over the place. Y'all know, I keep saying it. I hate tutorials, but that's done now, so good. Alrighty, so I'm going to talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. I'm going to sit here. It's getting darker by the second, and it's just now 7 o'clock, so we're getting ready to get a storm. Well, it's not going to storm because it's already cool. We need the hot weather for it to storm, but it's going to rain, that's for sure. And I'm happy for this rain because it's been wonderful for my garden. I have some stuff coming in. I have zucchini coming in, cucumbers, tomatoes. I have peppers coming in. I have green beans coming in. And I also have eggplant coming in. And what else? Oh, and my potatoes are coming in too. So I'm very pleased with the garden now because I was very discouraged after I got out the hospital because things were looking horrible. But I got it together. So I'm glad that that's done and the garden is now on autopilot. Okay, you guys, so I am going to get off of here. I'm going to watch a little TV, YouTube, and crochet. And then I'm going to cook dinner. Well, it's 7, so I need to get that going now. So I'll cook dinner and then start on my crochet and TV. And I will talk to you guys later. And may God bless you all. Bye-bye. See you in the next one. I'm glad I put this on pause. I forgot to tell y'all. Ellen's Crochet, that's the name of her channel. ELLEN 'S and then the word crochet behind it. She did a video the other day announcing that Hirschner's launched, as they promised, on the 15th of July, they launched the Big Twist brand. I understand they don't have the twinkles, I think someone has said, because they had corrected me when I responded to her video. But they have everything else in 55 colors, so they have a lot of the Big Twist brand on their site. And in fact, I got an email from Hirschner's today. I didn't read it, so I'm finna lie to you. I think they announced a sale of it. I haven't read it yet though, but why else would they have been sending me that email? Because they had already sent me an email yesterday announcing the launch of the Big Twist, but they sent me an email today regarding the Big Twist. So, and it was a different email, so I bet you that they started a sale or free shipping or something, because I'm quite sure they want the customers to know that they have the Big Twist yarn. They also have the KC cotton, y'all. That was the big news, because I think everybody knew that they were getting the Big Twist, but they have the KC cotton. Okay, so I know some of you were saying that you like that KC cotton. They don't have all the colors, but she did announce the colors that they do have. It's more than what they had at Joann, the liquidation store, when I bought that I bought a few days before they closed. So if you like KC cotton, then they have it at Hirschner's, and they kept the prices the same. Now, I understand their shipping is high, but I understand that they give coupons for shipping, and they offer free shipping for orders of $35 or more. So, of course, you're gonna order probably that much if you go to their site anyway. So, anyway, you know, check them out. Okay, I'm glad that I remembered that. And they're saying that the Big Twist at Michael's, they say that's a dupe. And I'm not sure, so I forgot your name, the one who works at Michael's. Let me know if you know anything about that. And the reason, and see, Michael's can do that. They can actually launch a yarn and call it Big Twist, because they own the properties. Remember, they bought the properties, the IP to Joann's. So they can have any manufacturer to produce the yarn and name it Big Twist. And, you know, it doesn't have to be the exact Big Twist, but from my understanding, Hirschner's has the same Big Twist, because they bought their little thing before Michael's came through and bought the IP. So I think Hirschner's actually got the actual Big Twist brand. And so I don't think people are complaining. I know someone on Ellen's channel did complain about it, but they had mentioned that the Big Twist, what was it called, Cub or something, was more, they were saying that particular one that's also sold at Michael's is more comparable to the Big Twist Posh. I think that's the name of it. So they didn't have, you know, bad things to say about Michael's brand, so to speak, because others came through and said, well, try the Posh, or they said try the Cub, because to me it feels more like the Posh. So you kind of have to play around with what Michael's is offering compared to, but if you want the real deal, so to speak, go to Hirschner's. And I'm not sure, I think someone said they don't have the twinkles, but it might have been another one, but I'm not sure. So don't quote me on that one. But if you go to Ellen's Crochet, and she has a smaller channel, and she's an older lady, and she has some nice tutorials on her page. She has this one for a baby blanket she just put out last week. I was like, okay, next time somebody, in fact, I just found out yesterday, I'm a great aunt again. I have, I told you, you know, my sister and I, we have the same parents, and then I have an older sister through my father, and another older sister through my father. We have the same father, but not the same mother. Well, my older sister, and she's 10 years older than me, either 9 or 10 years older. No, she's 10 years older than me. And then my other sister is like 9 years older than me. Well, anyway, my sister that's 9 years older than me, she has a granddaughter that's my great, and she only has the one granddaughter. No, she has a granddaughter and grandson through her son and daughter. So those are my greats. They're older. One is 15, and one is like 20. She's the same age as my youngest niece, Chantel. She's 22, And then my nephew, he's about maybe 20, but his son is 2. Okay, then my oldest sister, Deborah, her oldest daughter, her daughter, who is about 30. So that's I have a great niece, 2 great nieces that are in their 30s. Well, she became a grandma about that's my niece, that is. Her daughter, who's in her 30s, she had her first baby about 6 years ago. She had 2 boys back to back at that. It was like they were like a year apart. And then, so one is like 6 or 7, and the other one might be 5 or 6. And then she didn't have any more kids. And then she had a little girl last year. And these are my greats because my sister's granddaughter is my great. So I have 2 great nephews, like 6 and 7. And then now I have 2 great nieces, and they were born back to back. So one is a year old, and then she just had one. In fact, I did snatch the picture. She is a beauty. This little girl is a beauty. But no, I can't share the picture because I don't have permission. I don't like sharing anything I don't have permission to share. Otherwise, I'll be sharing pictures of Nugget and everybody. But, you know, I'll ask, you know. But anyway, she is a doll baby. So, yeah, I can make a blanket now. So, yeah, so that tutorial that Ellen shared, I will use that to make her a little blanket. My great niece, y'all. Alrighty, so let me get off of here, and I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. I'm done for real this time because I done took this video into the stratosphere once again. Bye-bye.